Castlevania 4, also known as Supercastlevania for the Super Nintendo, is a remake of the first Castlevania games, Vampire Killer and Castlevania 1. The game opens with an explanation for Dracula's return and a brief history on the Belmont clan and its bloodline's heritage to hunt the Prince of Darkness. This time, we join the young vampire hunter Simon Belmont on his quest to defeat the Fanged Fuck. At least that's what the Japanese version of the game tells us. The North American version tells another tale. Super Castlevania is taking place after Castlevania 2, so I guess Simon didn't die after all. But wait, how did Dracula return if the events of Castlevania 1 and 2 took place, and he's only able to return every 100 years? Is Simon over 100 years old by now? I'm already confused. So if I got this right, Super Castlevania is just a retelling of the first game. But in glorious 16-bit. Right off the bat we can tell that this game looks beautiful. Just look at all the pretty colors. And I just have to mention how beautifully crafted the stages are in this game. Oh look, it's that room where Metallica shot one of their music videos in. And even Simon looks like a real human now. And just look how determined he is. Look at that whiplash. Sorry. And don't get me started on the music. Listen to these radical tunes. Thanks to the new capabilities of the SNES console, the gameplay also changed. Simon is now able to whip diagonally and brandish his whip to fend off projectiles and monsters. And did I mention that he can use his whip to swing through the air? What a radical dude! But what about the combat? All the classic Castlevania monsters are making a return and they are trying to kill the living shit out of Simon. And it wouldn't be a Castlevania game without bosses. Simon faces off with skeletal knights, hydras, dancing ghosts, Frankenstein's monster and a Medusa creature. Just look how cool Simon is. He just killed a giant snake monster and doesn't even look back. And before you ask, yes, the Grim Reaper is in this game too. And I still hate that asshole. At least I can now hate him in glorious 16-bit. Difficulty-wise, the game felt a little bit easier and more forgiving than the first two games. But don't worry, I still can't jump for shit. And here is the obligatory spoiler warning. Come on guys, this game has been out for over 27 years now. After Simon fought his way through Castlevania, it's time to face off with our old friend Dracula again. This time around he doesn't change into a giant devil creature, but learned a neat lightning spell. That still doesn't save him from being put down like a little bitch. And here is my rating. This has been my favorite Castlevania game so far. It still looks and sounds great, and you can tell that a lot of thought and detail went into the design of this game. The story is a little bit weird, keeping in mind that Dracula shouldn't be able to resurrect himself, at least in the North American version. The new combat and whip mechanics are great and leave, at least for me, nothing more to be desired for. I give Super Castlevania 14 out of 16 glorious bits. That's like an 8 out of 10.